Hi, friends. I'm glad to see you guys in your shiny faces tonight. Looks like we're still having people pour in, but we'll just go ahead and get started because I know that they have the ability to catch up or watch back. But so tonight we wanted to talk about the importance of getting to Star Consultant because, and there are several of you here that are already Star Consultants or have surpassed Star Consultant. And so we'll get to that in just a second, but Star Consultant is statistically the shifting point in which consultants stay. The longevity increases exponentially. So whether that means for you getting to Star Consultant or if you're downline to getting to Star Consultant, that is like the sweet spot. That is the magic point in which we have this sticky power, the sticking of people staying with Scentsy long term. So if you are already Star or you are already past Star, this also means for your downline to stick around. So getting your downline to Star Consultant is what's going to get them to stay rather than be that revolving door that sometimes direct sales can be. So I love that when I went to Director Boot Camp back in 2015, God, has it been that long? Yeah, it has. We will sit in the lobby of the hotel and Chuck Thompson historically stays up late with us and visits into the wee hours of the morning. If you guys have ever been to Director Boot Camp, you know what I'm talking about. But your partners are here. Good. All right. I'm loving seeing that, you guys. You're gonna have to stay on me with the chat because I'm a squirrel and I won't look over there. But one of the things that Chuck said, and has stuck with me is that, oh, awesome. I love Dan. He's my favy. Is that director is simply a consultant who has 4-star consultants. I mean, mathematically, that's right, isn't it? So if you need to have 10,000 group wholesale volume and Star Consultant is 2,500 group wholesale volume, having 4-star consultant legs in your downline, you're a director. So if you break it down and make it that simple, because we have a tendency to overcomplicate things. If you're like me, where we start getting into things that are a waste of our time and energy. But simply put, a director is someone who has 4-star consultants in their downline. Okay. So if you're already a Star Consultant or above, that's what your focus is to build 4-star consultants. If you're not a Star Consultant, I love this. A Star Consultant is simply someone as a lead consultant with 3 lead consultants, right? Think about that. If you're a lead consultant and you build 3 lead consultant legs, 1,000 group wholesale, 1,000 group wholesale volume, 1,000 group wholesale volume, that's way more. That's 3,000, right? The amount that you need is 2,500. So if you're a lead consultant who builds 3 lead consultants, you've reached your goal of Star Consultant. And now your goal is to get those 3 lead consultants to Star Consultant. And when you've done that, you've more than enough met the requirement as a superstar consultant. You're well on your way to director. So I like to look at that in like the rule of 3s. And my brain works like this all the time, because if you focus on just 3, if you're working with 3 people to be that next step, whether it's lead consultant, Star Consultant, superstar consultant, if you're working with 3 people, and at my level at superstar director, we're looking at, okay, what 3 directors am I working with right now? Not that 3 Star Consultants is going to make you a successful director and hold you there for a long time, or a superstar director working with 3 directors that's going to keep you there for a long time. But working with 3 intentional people just simplifies things. It hones your focus. You're not scattered all over the place. But just take a look at if you're a Star Consultant, I want you to think right now, okay, who are your 3 lead consultants going to be? If you can't think of who those people are, if you got a team that is on the struggle bus, you know what the answer is. You know what I'm going to say, right? It's not about bringing the dead back to life. It's about finding new life, right? You got it, Stephanie. You need to get new people. So the answer is in getting new people, which is why we made this a requirement for this group, not requirement, but a strong suggestion is to recruit more team members, because that's what's going to make your life a lot easier. So if you are already a STAR consultant and you can't identify who your STAR consultants are going to be, you know the answer. Okay. So, ideally, you'll have some people that you can work with now, because something is better than nothing. But the answer is almost always bring in new people, even when you've been here for 10 years. Okay. You could have 100 frontline and you're still looking at bringing in new people, because new people are excited. New people have that drive. New people bring that fire that will pump up the rest of your team. So, if you're STAR consultant, type STAR in the comments. Right. Perfect. I'm loving it. Good job, you guys. Okay. So, one of the topics that's kind of near and dear to my heart, and I'm actually going to be giving a little TED talk about it at Reunion, is frontline focus. And, I mean, maybe I'll see you there, maybe I won't, but one of the concepts is that the number of active frontline you have directly relates to the size of your paycheck. Okay. Oh, we're live streaming. Aren't you cute? It directly relates to your paycheck. The higher of number of active frontline consultants that you have, statistically, the higher your paycheck. So that means if you're a STAR consultant and you have, the requirement for STAR consultant is 2 frontline active, right? If you're a STAR consultant who's hitting, let's say, 3,000 group wholesale volume a month, you're solid, but you only have 2 frontline active, versus a STAR consultant who has 4 frontline active and still making the same group wholesale volume. Your paycheck is going to be higher. So the number of frontline active, it matters. It's not just a number. There's a reason why we look at it, not just for the requirement for you to promote, but it gives us a little bit more of an insight in, a little bit of a window into the strength of your business. Okay. The last thing that you want to do is have the number of frontline active, the required number of frontline active, and that is it. Okay. You don't want to be rolling in with 3 frontline active trying to get director numbers. So if you're a lead consultant or you're reaching for lead consultant, don't come at it with 1 frontline active. You want as many as you can possible, because that's going to give you the stability in the title that you're chasing. Okay. Aubrey, I always shoot for at least 3 active frontline, but try harder to get 5. Always, always, always. Okay. So sorry, I'm catching my thoughts and reading all of that. So how do you get more people who are active? Because that's a big piece of this. You could have a huge month and sell $4,000 in Scentsy. Great. Awesome. I'm excited for you. That's really, really great. And it is enough for you to be hitting that STAR consultant requirement, but that's not sustainable. What's sustainable is having more team members. Many hands make light work, right? And the best way to get more team members that are engaged is have a relationship with them. So if you have people that are bright and shiny and you're excited about them, you're having more conversations with them, you're building a better relationship with them, you're more attentive with them. And that's basically what frontline focus is about. Conversely, we're not just paying attention to the people who are doing things, because there may be people who are in your downline who have a shift in their business later on. And the idea here is that you can notice those shifts when they happen. And I was sitting one day, probably back, it's been at least 5 years. And I was thinking, how can I have a system in which I touch base with these people and notice the different shifts? Because it's easy to say, okay, who's the top 10 this month? Who's the top 10 in sales, or who are my top 5 in sales? But what you don't notice is that if somebody who's typically number 2 or 3 in sales, and you have a team of 10, and all of a sudden they're no longer in that top 5 spot. It's a lot harder to notice the shifts in where people go from selling 500 every month to people who all of a sudden aren't being active because they're just not on your radar. So how do you notice those things? Or how do you notice the person who was active every 3 months and now all of a sudden they had a $400 month? It may or may not have been enough to put them into your top sales group. Maybe it did, maybe it didn't. But that's a huge shift for that person. And you got to be wondering as the leader, what made them go from selling 200 every 3 months to selling 400 this month? And if you're only looking at your top sales group and just shouting them out by name, are you going to miss what made that powerful? Right? Because that's how you lead the people. So for me, you guys know this. I know I mentioned it on one of our other nightly chats. I was a consultant for 2 years. I was a certified consultant. I had no team members. I've been on the will cancel list. I wasn't doing a whole lot. And when I started recruiting, I recruited 2 and 4, and then all of a sudden 9. And the next thing we knew, it was 41 in a year. So unless you're paying attention to every person in your, the idea here is that you pay attention to your front line, and your front line pays attention to their front line, and their front line pays attention to their front line, and everybody has somebody looking after them. Everybody has somebody using some sort of accountability with them. But you need some sort of system in which to track these things, right? So unless you know that this person sold 0 in February and 0 in March and 0 in April and then $500 in May, even though your top salespeople went from 2,000 down to 550, they didn't quite make your top 10. So how do we notice those people? How do we notice those trends? So I made like a little tracker, and each person has a little tracker in my notebook. My iPad is dead, otherwise I'd pull it, hold it up and show it to you. And so the person's name is at the top. The month is the first row in my spreadsheet is just the month. And then I put in what they sold, how many team members they are, how many, this applies whether you have a team of 1 or 100. This is totally doable, you guys. You can all do this at this level. If I can do this at my level with my number of frontline, you can do this with your, I'm doing a training right now, Deacon. He's doing VR. You can do this at your level too. So you're going to track their numbers based on what they did the month prior. And all that you're doing here is you're creating something that you can look at a glance, what their trends are, whether they had a big increase or a big decrease in their sales, or they had a big increase in the number of recruits that they had, or they've dropped off altogether and you didn't notice because they all of a sudden have a chronic illness that you didn't know about and you can't read. This is all about helping you build the relationships with your frontline. Okay. And the more that you build your relationships with your frontline, the more engaged they'll be. And the more engaged they'll be, the more likely it is that they will be active. And the more likely it is that they will be active, the more likely you will build a stable long-term business with this company that continues to grow. Okay. So, I mean, I'm one to like talk fast and keep it short, but your goal this week is, it is a good topic. And I have to do a TED talk, and they're like, you have 15 minutes to do a TED talk. I'm like, great, I can do it in 5. Your goal this week is to plan out your next promotion, because we want to know, how are you going to get to your next promotion? And that consists of a couple of things, right? If you know that you have to sell at least $500 in a month for a promotion, that's part of it. If you know you need 2 active frontline or 3 active frontline, that's part of it. Your group wholesale volume, where is that coming from? So when I've got somebody who's working towards director and they say, okay, this is going to be my month, I say, okay, where is all the money coming from? And we will take a list of all of their team members and assign a goal to each team member. Now, some of these team members, I mean, it's reaching to ask them to do 100 in sales, but that's okay. We'll give them that goal. And some of these team members, you're like, damn, I know that they can do 2,500. Okay, that's great. but I want you to map out where it's coming from. If you know that you need 2,500 group wholesale volume to come from your team in order to promote to Star Consultant, and you're willing to do 1,000 of it, because that's what we wanted you guys to do in this program, right? Then where is the other 1,500 coming from? Which team members are going to pull the load? Which ones are going to toe the line along with you? And if you don't have enough team members, where are the team members going to come from? Okay. Now, if you feel like super like ambitious and you want to do this with your downline, and you say, let's say you have somebody you want to help promote to lead consultant, or you have somebody in your downline, you want them to promote to Star Consultant. Because remember, Star Consultant is the sticky part. If you get downline to Star Consultant, they're more likely to stay, right? Okay. So if you're going to be ambitious and you want to help somebody promote to Star Consultant, help them do the same thing. Where is the 2,500 going to come from? Just like I said, for you guys, you can do this with your downline. Look at their downline and do the same thing. Because if you can get 3 people to get to Star Consultant, you're a solid SSC. You're a solid SSC. And that's if you're not pulling huge numbers yourself. Okay. If you've got 3 people pulling 2,500, that's 7,500 in group wholesale volume. And then the other legs and you pulling the rest of the sales, you could very well promote to director. You're not going to sustain it with 3 Star Consultants and a little bit of team. I want to see you guys have strong leaders, which is why we keep saying you got to recruit, because 3 active frontline is not gonna do it for you. Okay.
And
right.
I love the timing of today's action task, because how it aligns is what we've told you guys this entire program. Is our goal is for you guys to do these small steps, these things to grow your businesses, to where when we start the incentive August 1st, you are ready to go. So I love the timing of this, because I hope that you guys are looking at it and that you're going to say, okay, my next step is Superstar Consultant. And when I go through my entire team, I'm only configuring 4,000 GWV, even if everybody hits the goal that I give them. And that's when you can hopefully look at it and be like, okay, so I need to grow my team. I need to do this. I identify what you need to fix within your organization and within your business so that you're more likely to get that next step come August 1st of that incentive. Because we all know anybody that's earned an incentive, the best place to earn incentive points is with personal promotions and frontline promotions. Those are the ways that you can earn an incentive. Okay. But with your team and with yourself. So if you can identify what you need to fix now, you have a month-ish to start fixing that, to start figuring out what you need to do in order to reach that goal next incentive period. So I love the timing of this. I love it.
You help your downline get the promotions, it's only going to take you up. The more you help other people be successful, the more successful you will be. So don't stand behind them with a whip and tell them to go, go, go. You got to go with them. You got to lead from the front. You got to tell them how it's done, and you got to show them what you're doing. Okay. It's the actionable tasks that you are doing and you are modeling. That is what's going to help them be successful, not in the, you do this, you do that. Okay.
Yeah. I love this so much. I don't know if can you guys hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And you can see me. Okay, because you guys know I get challenged with Zoom, so here I go. But what I wanted to say is that I love the timing of this also. You know, we're in week number 9. And so some of you guys, we have a variety. I asked what your titles were and to put it in the comment. And really, it's not that, you know, we don't showboat titles like, ooh, I'm a star, I'm a superstar director. We don't care about that. But what it does for us is it identifies where you are, where our audience is, you know, in this program, and then how we can help you all. So if you look at the past 9 weeks, we've gone over a lot of stuff, and we still have more ground to cover with more guests that are going to be coming our way. But like we've talked about fundraisers, we've talked about events, we've talked about, you know, all kinds of stuff. And so today we're looking at a bigger, broader picture. So I know some of you guys that might be essential. I saw that in the comments, and certified and lead. You might be like, this is really great information. I'm not there yet, and that's okay. Part of this program is not to reach you where you are, but to help you get where you want to be. And we are very proud and sharing this information with you. A lot of what we've done, we're really advancing. You know, even the buddy drives are really done in the winter season, the fall winter season. We're doing in the summer, and so many of you guys are commenting, you know, that you're, you know, doing great. You have 5, you have 19. But what we're teaching you is we're teaching you the fundamentals. We also did a roadmap as far as the incentive plan. If it were announced today, what would that look like for you? How would you map out, you know, your business? And so today we're talking about promotions. So no matter what your title is, this applies to everyone. And I wish that I had this when I was a certified or an essential, you know, consultant, but I'm glad that I have it now. And one of the things that I love that Anna mentioned too is that, you know, sometimes even, you know, in my group or wherever, I see people, they're so excited. They're like, oh my gosh, I won the chair. Or I didn't win the chairs. I earned the chairs, you know, I earned the blanket. I'm going to get the fridge. And it's I, and it's you. But what happens with this business is you're rewarded by serving others. When you start growing a team, you know, whether you have one or more, for me, it's more important. Like, I know I'm going to earn these incentives, but what's more important for me is how many people are following me, how many people am I walking along, showing them what I'm doing, going live, sharing in my stories, training, whatever, even doing this program. How many people am I impacting? And so that's what helps you promote. So no matter what your next promotion is, be it lead, star, superstar consultant, director, even after this is over, I want you to just, you know, and you don't have to share with us, but just do some self-reflection. You know, if you're going to have a future team or you have a current team, what are you doing to serve them? And serving them doesn't mean that you have to be consultant support 24/7 availability. That's not what we're doing. That's not what we are modeling. But we are here. We're consistently here every Wednesday. We're teaching, and we want you to do the same thing, you know, at some point, at some level. So I am excited that we're talking about this now. It's only June, you guys. And so we're going to have a call to action, and I'll let Rachel talk about that, but we're going to have a call to action, and I can't wait to see what you all share, your progress, because there's, I don't know, 200,000 plus consultants, and there's about 99 of us, and we are ahead of the game. We are so ahead of the game right now. We're talking about things that most people talk about like September 1st, and we're here already.
I think she
Yeah,
had
and
to-
that's what I love. Oh,
Yeah.
sorry, Anna, you can go on.
I thought you popped out, but I see you now. I'm like, I think she had to pop out for a second. Okay, good. You're
No,
here.
the kids. So my oldest has her boyfriend. I can't say that too loud. And a few of her friends, over, and they're on the back porch watching a movie on the projector outside. So of course I have to be the mom that like every few minutes like pops my head out. Like, what are you guys doing? You know what I mean?
Anybody thirsty?
Anybody need any snacks? Got to do it. So that's why I have to keep running out there. But just like they both said, this is one of my most passionate topics, is the importance of STAR and the importance of lead. And one thing I wanted to make sure that I reiterated, which I've been popping in and out, so I hope I don't repeat anything, but that I reiterated is the reason why these promotions make a difference. And I know I have one girl, Missy, who's here, and I have to brag really quick on Missy, who is here. She joined the end of April, and she's a few $100s away from becoming a superstar consultant. So she is killing it. I can't see what you're saying, Tara. Tara, type in the comments, Tara. I can't see what you're saying. She's like,
She's
Or
900
unmute.
away. Wasn't it? I think she's 900 away. Huh?
I don't even know if it's 900. So close.
It's so close. I'm so proud of her.
Awesome. So she's underneath of Tara
girl.
and she killed it. But a conversation I had with Missy over the last couple of weeks, and why I wanted to bring this up was like, why? Like what, like, you know, explaining it, like, why should I do this? Why should I promote? What the reasoning behind all of it? And one of the big things that I want to, oh, that's cool. Give me a minute, okay? That I want to reiterate with this about these promotions is what's in it for you. And I can tell you that as a superstar director, you know, and even if you look at director paychecks, when you look at the commission history, which we're all consultants, we're allowed to talk money here. And the more that you promote and the more that you grow your team, the more money you're going to make. And I can tell you as a superstar director, 90% of my paycheck is coming from my organization opposed to my personal PRV. So it's a game changer when we're talking, you know, about making long-term income, when we're talking about making life changes, when we're talking about things like that. These promotions and getting to director and getting to star director and superstar director and all of these things are the way to really, really make a difference. Whether, you know, it's giving, you know, to something else because you have a surplus of money, or whether it's changing your personal life or your family or future generations for your family, because it's a thing within Cincy. It's called generational wealth and it happens within Cincy. And that only happens by growing your team. Okay. It's a possibility and it's real. And this is why we keep reiterating to you guys every week. We talk about sponsoring. I feel like we didn't mean for this to be a sponsoring program, but it is what it is. It's what we're passionate about. It's how we know you guys are going to be the most successful. And we want you guys to get, if you get nothing else out of this program, I hope it's that you realize, you know what, I need a sponsor. Like that's the way that I am going to grow generational wealth, that I'm going to grow legacy income, that I'm going to make a difference for myself and my family or the people around me, even by growing a big enough organization that I'm capable of doing that. And it's by growing your team. So growing your team and sponsoring up the ladder, you know, moving up that ladder, it's the way to make a difference. It's the way that, you know, when you just even look at the compensation plan, you know, when you look at it, a certified consultant doesn't make anything off of their team. A lead consultant makes 2%. A star consultant makes 5%. A superstar makes 7%. A director and above makes 9% off of their organization ish. Obviously, it's dependent on title, but we're just going to say 9 as the base. Okay. Not counting 9%. A director makes 9% off of their personal wholesale volume. So say that I have a month that I sell $1,000. Right? Say 1,000 wholesale. So 75% of it, of whatever came out to 1,000. That's an extra $90 from my personal sales that I'm making as a director or above, just because I sold some Cincy. So it's the way that you're going to make the most money. All right. So if you don't understand why, that is why. That is how you're going to make big bucks. That is how you're going to make 6 figures. That is how you're going to do all these huge things, is growing your team and moving up that ladder. So what we want you guys to do, what's your actionable task, your action plan, whatever is for this week, is we want you to map out your next promotion. So as Anna had said, and I know me, Anna, and Teresa all do the same thing. When we're working with someone, you know, to reach a promotion, and all of my girls will tell you we do this, and I've had them do it. You write down every single person in your organization. So if you have a team of 3, or whether you have a team of 1, or whether you have a team of 10, whatever it is, write down each of their names, including yourself, and figure out exactly where that PRV is going to come from in order for you to reach your next promotion. Okay. So whatever your next promotion is, because we have people of all titles here, I want you to map that out. If you can go through there and think, say that you're a director, because I see Trish, I'm looking at Trish. So say that you're a director and you're going in and you're like, okay, I need 2 directors. Who do you have that you think is capable of being a director at some point? Do you see what I'm saying? Say that you can't find those. Then that's a light bulb that needs to go off and say, I need a sponsor to find them. Say that you have a team, you know, say that you're a star consultant and you had a team of 10 during COVID and now you have 2, which is okay. A lot of us are in that situation. It's okay if that's you. There's nothing wrong with that. It's normal and we're going to work through it. But say that you're looking at that and you're saying, okay, I have a team of 2, but I got to find out where I'm going to come up with 6,000 GWV. Then you need to identify, I need a sponsor, and make a goal. Say, okay, I think I can do this with a team of 10. That means that you need to add 8 to your team as soon as possible so that you can get there within the next incentive period. So we want you to map it out, exactly what you're going to do, exactly where that PRV is going to come from with everybody in your organization, how much PRV you're going to come up with. And if you have holes, come up with a plan to fill them. Whether it's, you know what, I know that I need to, I know that I need to sponsor 4 more. I am going to make a goal to have at least one party every single week. So that could be 4 hosts that I have the opportunity to flip every month. So fill those holes. So that is your action task for this week, is to map out your next promotion. Figure out where it's going to come from.
Just
Solve
remember
whatever
this.
problems you may have.
If you flip a party, you still have the same number of GWV.
Yep.
If you have a $500 party and you flip it, you give it to somebody else that's in your downline, that's in your front line now, and they join your team, that 500 leaves your PRV, sure, it leaves your personal sales, but it doesn't leave your GWV. It's still boosting your overall total that's going to get you to that next goal. Okay. So think about it that way.
And another thing to make sure that you remember, which we have people of all titles here, and you may not know this, but it's not just your front line that goes towards that GWV, it's everyone. So that is also the important part of carrying this over to your front line, carrying this over to your downline, because if you can stress the importance of sponsoring to your front line and they all sponsor one, you've doubled your team size, doubled it that quick.
Right. And
So
remember that if you're a lead consultant right now and you grow 3 lead consultants, that's your frontline recruiting 1 each, and they are each pulling 1,000 GWV. That's you getting to star or whatever. But if you're encouraging your downline to do the same thing, remember how I said, if you're feeling ambitious and you know how to get yourself, how to spell out exactly what you're doing for your own promotion, and you feel ambitious, look at your downline and see what you can do to get them to the next promotion, whether it's them getting to lead or them getting to star. Okay.
And I can also tell you part of that when we're talking about working with our frontline to hit those promotions, which I don't know if you can see me over here, like jumping around because I'm excited to say it, because this is literally the thing that I am most passionate about in my business is sponsoring. And if there's another reason for you to be carrying this over to your frontline is, guess what? If you can get every single one of your frontline to lead, not only have you boosted your own GWV, not only have you grown your team, but guess what? You've replaced them. So if you can have every single person that you sponsor one, a lot of my frontline directors weren't my frontline. I did not sponsor them. Someone else sponsored them. Okay. So remember, every single person that you can get to replace themselves is ideal. And I do that when I'm even talking directors. If I have a frontline director, my first goal with that frontline director is to have them to replace themselves as soon as possible. Okay. You want every single one of your frontline to double up, create a double for you, someone to replace them and somebody to help also grow their GWV and your GWV. Okay. So sponsor. So that's what we're going to do. We are going to build a map and we are going to fix the problems and fill the holes that we need to fill between now and August 1st. Okay.
And I love it. I want to just talk on the hole real quick because you're gonna have some roadblocks. You're gonna have some holes. At some potholes, as Rachel mentioned. And I'll be honest with you, this business, we're going to talk about this towards the end of the program, but we have seasons in our business. We have spring, summer, winter, fall. And so this month, June, I was just like, I know in advance that we need to fill a hole. So what did we do? We talked about the Buddy Bonanza Drive. Okay. And so we have people who are promoting, this month. We have people that are getting paid at title this month. And so I want you to learn from this Buddy Bonanza Drive. And as you're forecasting your promotion for the fall, take all the information that you've learned, so far in this program, the bag parties that bring in new, customers and new PRV. It also, brings a new opportunity, but also with the fundraisers too. Sometimes I have to utilize fundraisers. I could be doing my own, but then as I'm helping my team member and I'm seeing them working so hard, but then they're like, I'm not going to make it. I'm going to be like 500 short. Hop on a fundraiser, So just as you're planning, with that call to action that we have for this week, plan for the unknown. And then, Anna and Rachel and I were talking about even our personal lives, like crap happens in our personal lives. And so you have to have a backup plan. Like we can put it all on paper and then all of a sudden, like things start, come crushing down. But the people that really do make it are the ones, that have determination. You guys, all of you, I see Tammy, I see Haley, I see Josh's iPad. I see so many of you guys. And you guys, you're showing up for yourselves. And that's the first step. It really is. That is half the battle, is showing up and just trying to get people to show up. As you guys see, week after week is half the battle. And once you've conquered that battle, it's having that grit and that determination. When things start firing off, it's like, wait, I got a backup plan. I've got a party. I've got a bag party. I've got a fundraiser, you know? So we're excited for you guys. I was telling Rachel earlier today, like, I'm so glad that we did this program, because you know, there's so many groups out here. There's thousands of Scentsy groups, and we don't vet them all. We vet very few of them, but you'll see some negativity like, oh, it's a J month. Oh, it's slow. Not for us. It's not, because we are equipped. We're equipped to handle any season that the calendar or this business brings our way. And so I want to say that I'm very proud of each and every single one of you, especially those who are showing up on these live calls, showing up on the replays, and also contributing, like saying, hey, I've got an update. This is where I'm at. And even if it's from week 4, you guys are still, you know, updating, and that says a lot. So when this ends, and I hate for it to end, I hope that, you know, the group is still going to be there, but as you guys promote, because we're putting this out there in the universe and we're affirming it and we're claiming it. And there's going to be a call to action when this ends. I'm going to have you guys put on here, you know, I'm going to be this title by this date in 2023. And I want all of us to come back and celebrate each and every one of you. We know you can do it. We've all been there. We've all been essential. We've all been certified. And so we're excited. So that's the call to action. The code word for tonight is silly. It is giraffe tail. I saw a picture of a giraffe tail. So I told Rachel, it's like, it's going to be giraffe tail. So anyone that's watching the replay, giraffe tail is it.
I love that it's giraffe tail, because it reminds me of Africa, which is where the 3 of us met. So it's even funner that way.
I mean, the more random it can be, the better.
The better. No one ever would guess it. Ever. All right. Well, I think that's about it. Unless Teresa, Annie, got anything to add?
No, that's it. Just keep it simple, guys.
Yep.
Got this.
Don't
Oh,
overcomplicate.
next week. So next week we have a guest, I believe.
Yes,
think-
next week we have a guest speaker that's coming on. You are not going to want to miss her. She is an expert in what she is talking about. And I like to leave some mystery, but make sure that you don't miss it. You're not going to want to miss it. We have a guest speaker. I think next week? I think we have a guest speaker.
You'll legit love it. It's going to be great.
Yeah, I think we have a guest speaker almost every weekend now, a week now, except one. So.
And then we're going to end with a whammy, but we're leaving that for a little bit of suspense. So if you miss it, you're going to have FOMO. I'll tell you.
Oh God, so much FOMO.
I don't think we'll be able to record that one either, because of the amount of FOMO that's going on with that.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Well,
yeah.
the 19th will not be recorded. So you have 3 weeks now to carve out that night and make sure you have an hour, because we will not be able to record it and you're not going to want to miss it.
And
And
it
there
will take an hour.
All right, guys. All right. Well, we are proud of you for showing up week after week. And we are in our final few weeks. And we will see you at graduation at SFR soon. So, all right. Love you guys. Have the best day. Have the best week.
Good
Bye.
night.